Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we have another video coming at you guys. New intro for me. We have Colts Anthony Richardson, their first round pick. He is a very interesting prospect with a lot of upside. 95 throw power is quite insane. You see those accuracies aren't actually as bad as you'd think. Awareness could use a little bit of like a vamp. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough because watching him in college, you didn't really have too much to base off of. He didn't have too much film. His sample size isn't huge. Throw on the run could be a little bit better, obviously. 86 play action, I like that. And then 74 under pressure. I thought he was a bit better than that, but 71 seems like an okay or fair rating. 80 break sacks, obviously amazing, but 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 88 agility, 87 change of direction. Trucking's insane. All over, he is just a very good athlete, and happy to say we're gonna follow his career. The 22-year-old 6'4", 244-pound athlete is going to be one hell of an athlete and player in this league for a long time. He's got Gardner Minshew behind him, but he will not be the starter. Anthony Richardson will start day one, and then I'm actually going to set the receiving core up like this. Josh Downs will come up and play wide receiver 2, and then we'll have Alec Pierce as wide receiver 3. I like that setup, and let's hop right into it. I'm going to start Emil Ikiyor as well. David Pinter, or Danny Pinter, is 27, and Emil is a rookie, so if he can develop, that'd be quite good for the team. But that will be how the team is set up for year number 1. Top to mid-season, see how he's doing. Well, starting off their season really good with Ricky quarterback, the rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson. Oh my goodness, it seems like my brain's been through the blender this morning. I'm surprised I even got through that. He's thrown a bit of interceptions. 9-7 isn't the best ratio. 1600 yards is really good, but rushing, he is also not doing too well. 4 touchdowns is quite good, but Jonathan Taylor also probably should be a little bit better. And then this is looking pretty good receiver wise and, you know, statistically, but he's got all the support in the world. A really good offensive line ahead of him. I think that he should be pretty good in this last half, especially if they did this well in the first. Let's see what the results of the season look like with Anthony Richardson and the Colts. Colts finish 8-9, so obviously not amazing, but for a first season, it's not bad. And Anthony Richardson had a really good season. Yards wise, like I said, you could probably keep the interceptions down a little bit, and rushing, he wasn't even that bad. 8 additional touchdowns to the, well, if it would load, the 23 he had passing. So 31 touchdowns on the season isn't bad at all. Your leading receiver was a little bit down in yardage. You'd like to see over that 1,000 mark, but look at that, only 60 receptions for Michael Pittman, and he did a lot of work with those catches. And Alec Pierce also doing a really good job getting involved and whatnot, leading the team in touchdowns. Defensively, I'm only going to look because of this right here. I wanted to see how many sacks. Like, I like looking around the playbooks basically and seeing how defenses work with them. DeForest Buckner looks like an absolute stud. Great news for us, Anthony Richardson is a superstar development player. Let me clear my throat there. Let's see, where do we see? Can we see where he gets the depth trade upgrade? I don't think we can. Regular season week 14, 15, 16, 17, wild card week, Super Bowl week, offensive rookie of the year, which is huge. I didn't think he'd be in consideration, so I didn't even stop for it with how many interceptions he threw, but I guess he's good enough to get there. His progressions or his ratings are progressing, and only a few things are getting better. I'd like the under pressure and on the run, so improviser archetype to get a little bit better. Is that his weak spot right now? So we'll see how that kind of goes throughout the years, if you will. So Josh Downs is a 76. He'll slip right back in that wide receiver 2 spot, even though Alec Pierce is coming off of a great season. Julian Blackmon's up, so this defense is looking pretty good. Samson Ebukam, Odabuare, obviously you've got an okay line, and Julius Brent's up to superstar as well. So have some exciting players. Maybe he won a defensive rookie of the year. That would be quite the draft class for the Indianapolis Colts. That's pretty fun stuff. And headed into year 2, what can they do? Bad joke? Bad rhyme. It wasn't even a joke. It's a rhyme. Move on. And another great start to year number 2, going 5-2 to start the seasons. Not bad at all. Anthony Richardson, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. We got to bring that down for sure. Richardson's averaging a little bit more yards this year per carry with 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Josh Downs seems to be taking over. Oh my lord. He is absolutely killing it. I'm guessing he's playing out of the slot as well, with 4 touchdowns for Michael Pittman. Obviously that big body is a nice red zone zone target as well. And DeForest Buckner is chewing the league up. I was curious because I've seen the Colts playbook do well, the defense do well at least. So I was just curious. We'll stop in. We'll go straight to the playoffs. Hopefully we make it. We're looking pretty good right now. We aren't even leading the division, but if we could keep up a good performance, I'm sure we find a way into a wild card matchup. Nope. Instead, we go 9-8. So a little bit of a bummer there. But Anthony Richardson, 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns to 21. That's kind of disappointing. 21 interceptions is obviously a lot. And Richardson had 7 touchdowns on the ground. Jonathan Taylor was all right. Richardson wasn't anything special, especially with yards per carry. And Josh Downs worked a lot this season. Oh my lord, he got to work. And Alec Pearson, Michael Pittman Jr., similar numbers, and Josh Downs will also lead the team in receiving touchdowns. And then for my purposes, obviously gonna go over and I'm gonna check that, but very good stuff for the few players that are doing well on this team, and we'll see if they can play through a whole season instead of playing good the first half and kind of falling off the second. Headed into year number 3, and I haven't seen this year. A superstar X Factor guard. I don't understand that. That is actually insane. Like I said, I've never seen this, but a superstar X Factor guard that started at a 72 overall up to a 77, 78 with morale. But Anthony Richardson obviously will be back. He'll have Cooper Rush behind him. But yeah, we got ourselves a good team, a great offensive line, and new offensive lineman Hood, and Josh Downs up to superstar as well. So made the right decision putting him there, and I'm gonna check, and he's definitely gonna be playing the slot. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way you're just producing that much. And obviously, I don't like Rodney Thomas. I'm not gonna lie. He's a little scary looking. We'll let the game do its game thing, and we'll move on and see how they do in year number 3. This will be my last season simming to mid-season before going straight to the playoffs, but we'll see how the team's doing. I'm sure we'll see another promising start, and we might get our dreams crushed once again. Not as good as we've seen in the past, but 4-3 is not a bad start no matter what. And you know what, it might be better getting a worse start, and we might be able to improve second half. But look at this right here. Anthony Richardson's down in yards, still has a bad interception to touchdown ratio, which I'm not a fan of. Jonathan Taylor is absolutely taken over this offense. That's why, yeah, Jonathan Taylor is on pace for one of the best seasons I've ever seen in Madden. Alec Pierce and Jelani Woods actually close to the same, with Michael Pittman not too far ahead of them. And Josh Downs obviously still just stepping up his game, playing the best he's ever played. And I don't even know why I'm checking defense anymore. I'm probably going to stop now that DeForest Buckner has hit heavy regression. If I had to guess, we'll head to this playoffs and see if we can make it. We are the lead right now, and it looks like the Jags are off to a pretty bad start. We'll see if we can finally beat them out in the rest of our division for a wild card spot, or even something better than that. There we go. We win the division 10-7. What a way to do it. I'm sure we'll lose this first one here, but we'll hop into this game and see what's up. But Anthony Richardson's second worst in the league, and I'm guessing worst in the league in touchdowns, but 3,100 yards and only 7 interceptions. I like to see that. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor was really good. 22 touchdowns there as well, and Josh Downs was fine. Alec Pierce actually emerging a little bit more yards there than Michael Pittman, around 50 or so. But yeah, I don't know, it seems like very inconsistent for the wide receiver 2/4 spot, but we'll head in, like I said, and see how Anthony Richardson plays. Okay, well, I don't know, you know, the controller select option where you can go in here and try to find, where is controller select? Am I being stupid? But I don't know, I thought that, like, I used to be like, oh my god. So I guess we will just play with our freak athlete, and we'll try to get it to, who is that? Is that Josh Downs? It's a little out of reach for Mr. Josh Downs. It's Cumberland with the ugliest sleeves in all of football. We'll see what Anthony Richardson can do here. I would like to just watch, as you know, that would be an option, but it's not. And look at the arm power. The throw power just making it down there is impressive. He beat his man, which is even more impressive, but what's not so impressive about the whole situation, he didn't complete the pass. He didn't get a first down. He didn't do much, so a little unfortunate. Let's throw underneath. Let's try to get Josh Downs on a line, and we do. 1st and 10. Okay, well, this one was challenged and overturned, so unfortunate. This one will be punted away. Yeah, like, there's nothing to do controller select, so I can select the computer to take all the reps. I don't know how to do that. I guess I'm being stupid, but we'll see. Anthony Richardson in this offense out again after they scored, that being the Chargers, and we'll see what Jelani Woods can do trying to get past the secondary. Can't. I'd like to keep momentum rolling. Let's go ahead and go hurry up, and let's go play action again. I think this is close to the same play, if not the almost exact same play, and we'll have the exact same target. And a miss from Anthony Richardson. These inconsistencies in throw accuracy is a little annoying, but apparently Madden's really happy with it, so I guess we got to be happy with it, right? That's how this works. We'll go for our big body receiver, and this one's overthrown. Maybe I shouldn't be using this team manually. Maybe I should just let the CPU have it in simulation, but we'll see. I want to target Jelani. Yep, Jelani wide open. Got to complete that, and X Factor Derwin James comes flying across. No scarier sight for Jelani Woods. And let's go. Okay, JC Jackson's insane. Tried to float this one over JC Jackson's head, actually. Just forgot how to do a high pass. It's L1 or L2. I can't remember, but it's one of those. I'll figure it out one day. Let's see who can get open. Let's go circle. This one underthrown, aka overthrown even. I don't know. It's just a missed throw. And let's give our big body tight end a go at it, and can't float it over the head there either. Yeah, you guys will see the end of this game next thing. I'm not playing the best either, so what we'll just do, go to the end of the game and we'll see. We're tied up at 17. 24 to 24. We're in field goal range. How did we go to OT here? Doesn't matter, we win anyways. Let's freaking go. It's going to be a Colts victory in the wild card. We'll see them in the divisional. And we are not favorable in this matchup. We'll just go ahead, advance, and take our loss. I don't see us beating the Kansas City Chiefs, and I hate when it does this because there's no way to tell if you made it. So we'll have to go to the Super Bowl, and we'll have to see if we did it. But I don't think we made it, because I think we'd be playing a game right now, right? So yeah, we definitely didn't. I guess I just got to be a little bit smarter, huh? All right, we're back on the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson career sim. I must warn you guys, I have a lot of caffeine flowing right now. So, well, I'm hyper stimulated. Oh my lord. Throw power at 98. Wasn't it at like 95 to start? I guess he can get stronger as the time goes on, right? But still a phenomenal athlete. He looks insane. But when it comes down to it, we'll check his stats and contract and see how much longer, how much he's owed. Wow. 2027 is going to be a big year. And then they're obviously going to have to extend him after that, or he might be on the loose. I've seen Anthony Richardson in free agency before in some of these rebuilds that I've done. If you guys are interested, go check that out. We are in major need for another wide receiver, or my dumbass didn't do that. Okay, yeah, my dumbass just didn't do that. So set the best possible lineup right now. We'll look at the defense as well, as it kind of regresses, but also gets a little bit better. Julius Brent seems to be doing just fine. Darius Rush looks like he's playing a little bit, and they drafted someone. So yeah, we'll see this offense, and we'll just simulate shit to the playoffs. I'm done simulating in mid-season. It is the next day, by the way, in case you guys couldn't tell by the new shirt. And yeah, like I said, caffeine overload. Wow, we faced the lowest season yet, going 5-12. That is not good. And Anthony Richardson sucked. 3,000, not even 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns to 18 interceptions. Rushing, he wasn't even that spectacular. 3 touchdowns, 4.3 on average, 380 yards on 90 rushing attempts. Jonathan Taylor was a little worse than we've seen in the past. Josh Downs was your leading receiver, and it wasn't even close. And we don't have Alec Pierce anymore. Burp. What am I saying? I feel bad for you guys having to watch this, but I'm going to be talking very, very, very fast. I'll be hopefully simulating faster. It takes forever most of the time. So we'll head into the final year of Anthony Richardson's contract. We'll look at the team. We'll get you the refresher once again. Shout out Celsius. And here is the team. I'm going to go ahead and make Werner the starting center here, but we've got Humphreys, who's a good overall now, Pittman, and then Josh Downs. I'm going to put Josh Downs right now in wide receiver 1 and see how that really, goes his way. I'm sure it will. I'm sure he'll put up a good season. And Michael Pittman's been pretty ineffective anyways. Superstar development on that other corner. Defense is looking a little bit better, but offensively, the team looks all right. Still a great offensive line, and still looking to improve in the wide receiving core. Despite having your top 2 guys, you probably want a more, more of a solidified number 3 that can help you out and play a role. And yeah, Anthony Richardson contract season, no playbook changes to this point. Maybe when that new contract comes in, I'll consider it, but for now, Nothing's changing. We'll just stay on Indianapolis Colts playbook and we'll simulate across to the playoffs. Colts finished 9-8, a little bit better than last season. Still not good enough for a playoff spot. Anthony Richardson played fine. 3,500 yards, 23 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Not great. Averaged a little bit more. I don't know why I say average. He averaged a little bit more on a lot more carries. 480 yards on the ground isn't anything special, but I think that does surpass 4,000 yards in total. It does. So Jonathan Taylor was also quite good receiving. Josh Downs just putting up the numbers he needs to, and Michael Pittman actually has a bigger year than he did. Really getting downgraded seems to be helping him, as my elbow almost slipped off my arm of my chair here. Jiminy Chrysler. I'm gonna see if the team has renegotiated with Sir Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, 6-year deal, $216 million contract. He is gonna get that bagged. 30 mil a year, that can reach up to 37. Insane. And then obviously that initial cap hit in this first year because of the signing bonus also moved there as well. So we have a Colts re-sign for Mr. Anthony Richardson for the next 6 years. I'm going to change the playbooks now. I have one in mind. Where is this? It's managed staff. Jiminy Chrysler. My eyes are everywhere but where they need to be. I'm over, like I said, caffeine overload. I don't normally do great with it. So as you guys can see, we are on Indianapolis defense and now Baltimore's offense. We're going to see a little bit of an Anthony Richardson expansion on the legs. We'll see how he can do, how he can really adapt to a new playbook with a more quarterback run happy, and see how his athleticism plays out. He's still generally young. Obviously, he started when he was incredibly young and only saw so much of him at Florida, all that good stuff. But now up to 98 throw power, medium accuracy is getting, holy crap. Why is not deep accuracy is not going up? That's the thing about the CPU. I wish there was balanced upgrading. If there was that, then this franchise mode and career sims, everything like that would be overall just a lot better. In general, you get that better experience, and we'll head into another season, first one under the new contract and new playbook. Let's see how it plays out. We'll see if it plays into Anthony Richardson's strengths or it breaks out his weaknesses more. We'll have to see at the end of the season. We'll see right now for you, but I have to wait, obviously, because simulation's a thing. Colts go 8-9, so as a team, they're still performing around the same area. Anthony Richardson, nearly 3,200, but only 3,100 yards, only 17 touchdowns, and a lot of interceptions, matching his touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor was still really good. Anthony Richardson was kind of held to a minimum, 700 yards on 183 attempts. Obviously not great, averaging under 4 yards a carry. Humphreys, Michael Pittman has just hit the gutter, man. I mean, what happened? He is not that great. Josh Downs, 78 receptions, 977 yards, and 6 touchdowns on the season. Really good for him. I want to see how this defensive playbook is still doing with no DeForest Buckner on the team anymore. We'll try a different playbook. I don't really have any in mind. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to just put on one that's extremely overpowered, but I feel like they would also be fun. Let me know how you guys feel about that overpowered playbook, or same playbook, or just like whatever fits the quarterback the most, or the player of the career sim subject, if you will. All right, week 1, I'll show you guys the new playbooks I have. Plus I have trust issues. If you guys watched the last one, it switched the playbooks after I selected them. You guys might be like, what are you talking about? But I'm going to talk about the playbooks here. New ones. Buffalo's Sean McDermott's playbook. We've seen comparisons between Richardson and Allen and all that good stuff. So I thought, who better than to manipulate Anthony Richardson's game using the playbooks from quarterback Josh Allen, Dallas, and whatnot, just because they're the best defense in the game. So we'll just use those ones. They should be good. I'm gonna stop talking before I say something stupid or just keep rambling on. Colts go 8-9. Obviously you don't like that, but I do see the news. Jonathan Taylor had the feet moving today in Indianapolis, and it says lightning or lightning. I can't even read. I need to step back. I need to take a minute. I need to calm my thoughts down. Nearly 3,900 yards, 3,869, 29 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Still keeping those interception numbers up, Anthony. I'm happy for you. Jonathan Taylor was really good, averaging 5.5 per carry. It's not bad at all. 13 touchdowns receiving wise. Downs was incredible, and so was Michael Pittman Jr. This is what I like to see. and 11 touchdowns for Michael Pittman Jr. as he starts to get worked in a little bit more defensively. 127. Why am I looking at this? I want to see how the playbook was, but this is not the way to do it. If you guys want to know how your playbook works, go to the home page and then you'll see my team ranks. Offensive points per game at 11 and defense at 17. That's not bad. We're pretty middle of the row. So sim 2 next season. This will be the last season you'll see of, wow, look at all of the superstar and X Factor and whatnot. This will be the last season you see of caffeinated Ian, as I'm going to go ahead and generate the best lineup, and I'll do all this, or I'll simulate this last season here, as we're going to put Hawkins up. How is he a superstar? Like, what in the hell? Richardson's good. We have a good number 3 now, I guess. Star development's cool, but only a 74 overall. Downs and Pittman's hit the regress. Like, he's hit it pretty hard. Defensively, though, we have Caden Stearns now, Fleming, and a middle linebacker with superstar. Brents is a superstar X Factor, but once again, we're seeing regression take a little hit to our team, but we are pretty middle of the row overall at an 80. So I would expect middle of the row numbers if we don't really have the players to put up the great numbers along with the expected to be good playbooks, if that makes any sense. So we'll head to the playoffs, see how we do, see how we make it, see what the stats are at the end of the year. We go 9-8, and as you guys can see, offensive points per game obviously isn't that great, so I wouldn't expect the best numbers from Anthony Richardson. And defensive points per game, we're 11th, so a good defensive showing. We were top 12 in the NFL, so that's good. But Anthony Richardson, 3,716 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Might be a career low rushing, though Jonathan Taylor wasn't like spectacular or anything. I'm sure 10 years in the league at running back's going to do that to you. Anthony Richardson wasn't all that active on the ground either. Josh Downs did most of the heavy carrying, and Michael Pittman Jr., we're seeing that regression really start to take over in his case there. So defensively, a lot of tackles to go around, a lot of TFLs. Holy shit, that's a lot. That is a lot. That's quite a few, and then a few sacks to go around as well. So looking at this team for the final time with this much caffeine in my system, we'll go to the next season, but that will not be controlled by thou me. It'll be by tomorrow me. And I believe this is year number like 8 or something. We can actually see by just pressing, look at me go, it's year number 9. Basically the same thing, right? But I basically remembered. Look at throw on the run. It is the single worst stat here, other than strength, spin, move. Well, I mean, it's still worse than all of them. So his carrying is really the worst thing, which is actually awful. Why is that a thing? Why do all quarterbacks, the second they get touched, have to fumble? Well, one will never know. Am I pumped up on caffeine today? Just a little bit. Anyways, you guys saw the team. Let's head to the playoffs and get her done. We'll see what this team can do. Second year, I believe, on these new playbooks that worked out somewhat fine last year. Yikes. 3-14. Obviously, you can look down in the standings, just over, somewhere over there. 3-14, obviously not great. So we'll see what the season that Anthony Richardson put up. The best we've seen from him so far. 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Rushing wise wasn't all that bad either, averaging over 5 yards a carry. And Jonathan Taylor's pretty much fallen off at this point. And Josh Downs doing what he needs to do. Donovan Finch and he's doing pretty well. Michael Pittman Jr. closes up on nearly 1,000 yards. Couldn't quite get there. Probably another game off or something. But we'll move on to next season, see what sort of CPU moves. What moves the CPU takes. You know what I'm saying. My hair's in that awkward stage before it dries, but it's still kind of wet. You'll see. What did I mean by you'll see? One may never know. Josh Downs still the top receiver at still a very bum overall. So this team isn't as good as it looks dev trait wise. We do have 2 superstar X Factor tight ends though. I'll admit to that. Defensively, oh wow, we need safety and we need it bad. Linebacking squad isn't horrible. Probably the strongest room. And Julius Brent's holding on for dear life. I don't know how he's not out of the league yet, but we'll see what happens with this team. It's not a good team. I was gonna say new and improved, but there's nothing new about it, and I don't think they improved. Well, maybe an overall. Another okay season, 8-9, seems to be pretty similar. Look at our guy. Okay, why did I read that like that? That's not fair. Anthony Richardson left it all out on the field today with 100% and a check mark or 100 emoji. I don't know what to call that emoji even. Like, what do you call that? Anthony Richardson slightly worse than last season. Some might say better. I think he had less interceptions this season than he did last. 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns. If I'm a little gas, I just moved my desk because there's the thing that you screw in for your good old boom arm. I it was hitting the wall. Couldn't have that, so moved it. Feels a little weird right now. I gotta adjust. What am I saying? Jonathan was fine. Old Anthony was okay. Receiving, Donovan was fun. I mean, Donovan. And then Josh Downs, Tyrone. It's good, my guy. And looks like we finally have no Michael Pittman Jr. What a miracle. I thought that guy would never leave. Tell me, do you guys like caffeinated Ian more than you guys like normal Ian? Just a quick question, if you guys don't mind leaving that down in the comments, because I need to know if I need to buy more of these caffeine overload before every video so you guys can actually enjoy them, or I should stay my boring old self. I need to know. God damn it, now my carpet has all these like bubbles in it. You know what I'm talking about? Like this stuff, like it's all like, I gotta like flatten it out, you know? And that's what I was thinking. I thought it was the contract year for Anthony Richardson, and it might have been, but he is now no longer a Indianapolis Colt. So a little unfortunate for the Colts, but they do have this guy to come in, and he nails, apparently. Take that how you will. Let's go look for Anthony Richardson. Shouldn't be hard to find him. Yeah, right here. Actually with the Niners at 32 years of age, 89 overall now, still superstar. Still 72 throwing the run. You know how Anthony does it. Let's go ahead and look at his contract, though. That is what I'm most interested in. It's a 1-year deal for close to $24 million. What a bargain for the San Francisco 49ers, as we'll go switch over to them. How fitting. Their coach is Mike McDaniel somehow, so that's cool. Move the microphone like that. How's that? Mike Bahone. And we'll see the team for the first time, and wow, what a team. Actually, it's not bad at all. It looks really good. We'll go ahead and generate best lineup. I'm sure that's what's already been done. They still have Brock Purdy, who's actually really good in simulation for some reason. He's always been spectacular, so Anthony Richardson will come in and play, but they don't have the best receiving squad. Benz looks really good, but I don't know how old he is. I'm not going to check. I did check. They are using Miami. I was going to say Minneapolis for some reason. Miami playbooks. So we'll see how this plays out. It's a base 3-4 defense with a supposed to be speedy vertical threat sort of team. We'll see. I mean, first year, a change for Anthony Richardson could be good for him. And wow, look at that. First year with the 49ers, we make the playoffs. Seahawks went 16-1. That is I was going to say delicious. That is disgusting. Anthony Richardson, 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Best year by far. Rushing, not great. Rakim Benz looks really good. So nearly 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. Kenny Ramsey wasn't anything special or anything. I want to see this defense once again for playbook reasons, obviously, but seems to be okay. Especially with the interior. I'm sure that's the Christian Wilkins role. And we'll take the first drive under center with Anthony Richardson at quarterback. We'll see what we can do. We got Benz over there. I'm going to put my running back on a different route because it's just better that way. And let's go to him. Even though Benz might have been open, we're going to try to turn up field. So Anthony Richardson under center, the new era here, if you will, in San Francisco. We'll try a little play action here. We'll try Ramsey probably on a little crosser in the middle. It looks like he'll be wide open. I don't really play with a lot of good quarterbacks in Madden. I'm not going to lie. It gets a little difficult. So to finally have one is not bad at all. I'm not going to complain about it. We'll throw this one up and away. Didn't really believe in anything that I saw in that play. This one might be intercepted. No, this one's just going to be lobbed up out of bounds. 3rd and 10. We managed to make it this far down the field. We can't just stop now. We've got to convert. We've got to get something going. And I want, who is that? Is that Benz? I want Benz on that slant underneath. And we're going to have a screamer off the edge. It's Chase Young. That's scary. Closing up on the end of the game here. It's just a 3-point game, 20-17. We go up 23-17. They go 24-23. Bone-crushing loss. First one in the playoffs for Anthony Richardson as a 49er. So we'll see if they bring him back. I'd say the chances are pretty high that they'd bring him back, but 23-24 will be your final. Yep, Anthony Richardson is back for his 2nd year as a 49er. I'm guessing it's on another 1-year deal, just in case things don't really work out. This one worth about $2 million less, headed in to, like I said, his 2nd season as a 49er. We'll see what the results look like. Wow, first round bye for us. We went 13-4. Talk about an improved season. And the Seahawks, talk about a freaking mess up. They went 16-1 last season and go 7-10. What freaking losers are they? doing that. Anthony Richardson, 4,200 yards, 43 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He might be up there for MVP at this point. Donald Boley. Donald, you gonna get me Kane? Fucking 4 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. Sorry for the language, kind of, maybe. Rakim Benz, 15 touchdowns, 1,400 yards on the season. What a season from this San Francisco offense. Love to see that. And the defense, though. The defense was middle of the row, like exactly middle of the row. Good for the defense. But that first round bye feels good. See if we can get past the Detroit Lions at an 85 overall. I think we're just at that level, and we lost, I believe. That's what that means. So yeah, I think we lost this one. I'll go to the Super Bowl to see the season recap and stuff anyways. Anthony Richardson, MVP. Love to see that. That's amazing. Coach of the year. Is it Mike McDaniels? It's not. How is he third? Bitch, please. And this 49er team probably will be Anthony Richardson-less, as it is. So Anthony Richardson no longer here. You've got to be joking. It's Nails. He follows him. He's here. What in the world? Dude, what is this game, man? We'll look for an Anthony Richardson who's back with the Colts with superstar X Factor down to an 88. What in the world is going on? They just like Nails, like, was it a trade? Like, what's going on here? And Anthony Richardson coming up on the end of his career. It looks like Tua Tagovailoa's already hit that point and he's pretty intolerable now. So they brought back Anthony Richardson with the 72 throwing the run still. His speed is still amazing. He is still an incredible athlete, and we'll see what he can do with this new and improved Colts team, as I can finally say that, as everyone seems to be strapped in and ready to go for year number whatever it is for Anthony Richardson. Been in the league for quite some time. I believe this might be his 13th season, and he'll spend it back with the Colts. I forgot to change playbooks, but we make it anyways. 9-8 season. We finished behind the Texans. Anthony Richardson goes for 4,100 yards, 4,150 to be specific. But if I'm going to be even more specific, 4,149, 29 touchdowns, 1 off of 30, 14 interceptions, pretty much half of his touchdowns. So not good coming off of a great season. It just isn't quite that player anymore. All right. Defensively, though, not a whole lot to go around. A lot of TFLs, though, for the top player. Can we beat? And we don't beat the Texans. They beat us. So fair and square, we lose. And we'll go to next season. We'll see if Anthony Richardson is still circulating either around the league or maybe to another team, or maybe back with the Indianapolis Colts. What's coming up next? You want to see. Why did I advance to the draft? What am I doing? And drum roll, please. Anthony Richardson is back as an Indianapolis Colt as an 85 overall, though. Quite a fossil at this point. 35, headed into his 14th year. So we'll see what his contract looks like, as well as I'm very curious about that. 1 year down to $9 million. Come on, bro. You've got your bag. Leave with some dignity. Get out of the league. Most of this is I just want to be done with the career simulation. Not going to lie, but I'm going to power through it. Let's go to the end of the season with the playoffs, as we'll run it back with the Colts trying to win, give a last-ditch effort. We go 7-10, and like I said, Anthony Richardson just needs to retire with at least some dignity left. He's going to be throwing up to 14 interceptions. That's literally half the touchdowns he had, and he didn't even surpass 4,000 yards. What a bum. Jameson Stewart was fine. Freddie Mathis. It's like Freddie Matthews without the U's at the end. It's just Mathis. And Donovan Finch is still here. Anthony Richardson down to an 81 overall, just stays in the league for the shits and giggles. 36 years of age, he'll start again, and he hasn't got much worse of an athlete. I'm not gonna lie. 91 speed, 92 excel. I'm pretty sure that's the same as it was like 3-4 years ago, maybe. So Anthony Richardson, possibly the final year of his career. Headed into this one, I'm sure his contract isn't even near as much as what would be worth checking for. So headed to the playoffs, we'll see what this Indianapolis team can do. I forgot to do something. 13-4. What a last-ditch effort from the old ass quarterback Anthony Richardson, putting together a really good season. 35 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions, 42, nearly 4,300 yards rushing wise. He was fine. It wasn't anything special. Receiving, Sidney Miller doing the best for him, and Donovan Finch is still here, still doing what he needs to do in the wild card against the Raiders. We won. Now we have a division opponent and our rival. Let's go ahead and see if we can beat the Houston Texans with an 80 something overall, and we can't. So yeah, will be on, and we'll see if Anthony Richardson is back. Let's hope right now. Let's take a moment and hope Anthony Richardson is not back for my sake. I've been doing this for a while now. Good news, there's a new guy in here, and it is not Anthony Richardson. We'll go look for him around the league, and if he isn't starting, I'm not following his career anymore. You gotta be joking. Anthony Richardson is now a Falcon, as I was itching my boob. Okay, good. He's not the starter. They have a 99 overall guy in front of him. It's not happening, bro. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna watch him sit behind a 99 overall. Obviously, like a 98 or 7 with morale, but that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to consider leaving a like and subscribing down below. It'd be really appreciated. Go watch any of my past content. I'm guaranteeing you that you would like the past content. And other than that, nothing else to be said. I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.